Welcome to another exciting episode of Transforum Focus. Today we are diving deep into the vibrant world of music with AHS. AHS is an upcoming artist from India who has been making distinctive waves in the hip hop industry. In this episode, we'll explore the journey of AHS um, from to a global scene, discussing his creative process and unique perspective in music. Welcome to the podcast, AHS.
Thanks, Pat. Glad to be here again after a long time.
Yes. So let's go straight to the questions.
Yeah.
So your music has been played on radio in London,
hmm
and also like you have had this kind of global exposure. So let's talk about like being an artist in 2024, being an upcoming artist in 2024. How has that impacted your career, and what are the strategies that you have put together to come to this point?
All right. So since we first spoke, nothing much has changed in terms of my processes because it's still the same. Obviously, I made a few improvements here and there, but like the core is the same. Yeah, so I just try to follow my process day in day out, and then yes, I try to detach myself from results. But again, as humans, we tend to want some results, and yes, it's sometimes it's hard to get my mind off those things, but when I do, the process is much more fulfilling. So that's my focus right now, to just zero in on the process and not care about the results, because again, things will take care of itself. I didn't think about being put on radio stations in London, but it happened only because my music was good. So yeah, my aim is to just focus on my music, do the best I can, and yes, I think the rest will take care of itself.
Amazing. So let's say like right now the music in the industry is rapidly changing, right? So, and as you said, you talked about results. So, right now, there's a lot of stuff happening with, social media where you see
Yeah.
people are saying that and marketing. So, how do you keep it innovative in
Mhm.
a rapidly changing industry?
I think in the past year or so, I've realized its importance, and I've sort of doubled down on my content game. Back then, I wasn't posting as much, but now it's like I have to have a full content calendar ready, and I have to schedule my post already, because that's how competitive this space is. And yes, I try to experiment with new ideas. Again, it's a mix of putting out your ideas and sort of surfing on the trend as well. So yeah, it's you have to strike that balance, and again, it'll only happen when you experiment and try different stuff, and that's what I've been doing. I think for the past 6 months, I've been trying different stuff. I've been putting it out, and yes, so yeah, I think I'm still in the experiment phase. I still don't know what to post, like what template is my template. I'm still trying to figure it out. So yeah, I mean, it's yeah, it's fun though. It's fun. It's tiring, but it's fun.
So, how do you navigate the early stages of your music career as an entrepreneur?
It's mostly about learning. I think you learn things along the way. You learn to pick up on certain things, because, again, when I started out making my first song, I didn't know how to go about it. I learned about it, I researched about it, and then again, as over time, things open up and you learn more. I think that's what it is. And even now, again, as an artist, you can never stop learning. You can never retire as well as an artist, because whenever an idea strikes you, you have to sort of put it down and put it out in the world. So that's what it is. And again, I'm trying to learn and better my whole process. And there are still a lot of things that I need to learn. I mean, I'm mostly I focus on composing, writing, and just the way I record it. But again, going forward, I need to focus more on my production and mixing and mastering skills as well. So that will come into play over time. So yeah, that's what it is, man. I can sort of never rest. I have to sort of keep learning if I want to be relevant as well.
Like as an independent artist right now, what will you say is the best strategy that you have seen when marketing your music?
In my opinion, no strategy is the best strategy. It's like whatever strategy works for you is the best strategy. Is what I mean. Let's say you try out something new tomorrow, and it sort of works. You get a lot of views, and then that's your template. That works for you. It may not work for anybody else, but it works for you. And again, as an artist, I try to experiment with different templates, and I sort of try to create my own. And it's only then that I'll figure out what is sort of my template.
We have seen some great collaborations through your journey, right? So there has been some great partnerships with the music producers and also
Mhm.
like maybe the stakeholders.
Yeah.
So how have this partnership affected your entrepreneurship mindset in the music industry?
Made me aware of the potential that these partnerships hold. I mean, I haven't had a big like a big partnership yet, but like whatever collaborations I've done, when I sort of collaborate with Devansh and Rishi, yes, we make a song, yes, we put it out, we promote it, but again, then if we sort of keep doing it over a period of time, we know that our partnership itself will have a value when we sort of blow up, because then people would want to see both of us together. So yeah.
So let's say like how do you identify kind of potential partners in the music industry?
Again, you experiment, you collaborate with different artists, you experiment, and then even let's say you've got a favorite buddy you like to collaborate with, even with him, you sort of try different genres of music, because then you will sort of explore. I don't know. I don't know what's the right word for it, but then you will get to know more about yourself as collaborators. You know, the other person will learn from you. You will learn from him, and you both will discover something new together, and that is a wonderful experience in my opinion, because when me and Devansh were working on some songs last year, we again something just clicked all of a sudden, and we had this banger of a song ready, which I also played out on your show. And yeah, again, it just it we'll release it in time to come, but yeah, that's what it is.
Looking ahead, with entrepreneurship, who are your like let's say mentors in the kind of music industry where you see like you can follow this entrepreneurship journey, or what do you plan is the next step as a independent artist and moving to the next level?
The two artists that I draw inspiration from are J. Cole and Russ, just because of the way that they go about their music. Because Russ has a very like fan centric system of putting out music. Because he used to ask his fans, "What song do you want next?" And then he used to put it out, and he used to actually consider how often do fans want Russ to upload songs, and then he used to upload songs according to that metric. And recently, he's got this voting system online where people can actually vote for his next song, and then that's the song he's going to put out. So like fans have total control over his music, and that's, again, as an artist, yes, I want to put out songs that I want to put out, but again, some fans may not like it. So if I give it all to fans, you decide, and like I'm servicing the fans. And J. Cole, again, just the way that he goes about his writing, he's an excellent storyteller, and I think, yeah, whatever storytelling I've done, it's because of him. Just because of how inspired I was when I sort of heard his songs. So yeah, I mean, Russ and J. Cole, just the way that they go about their process is totally different from anybody else, and yeah, that's I'm trying to learn from them.
What are your plans and how do you see you expanding your entrepreneur activities, and maybe like let's say some long-term aspirations?
It's to first of all double down on my content game. Like I've already tried for the past 6 months to sort of find a template, but again, as I said, I'm still in that experimenting phase. So I think, yeah, the number one thing on my list is right now to just find a template that sort of sticks and sort of gets me the results as well. So that's the first thing. And then again, if I have the content, if I have the template, then I can do a lot more stuff with that itself. So yeah, it's, I think when the template is ready, then a lot of more new opportunities will open up. So yeah, again, the current focus is just on making music and like cracking the content game, because when that's done, then I can sort of finally I'll have more opportunities to look forward to.
Every artist has kind of their community, and I'm sure like also you have like your number one fans, like people who have supported you since day one. So what's the most important thing that you have learned from your
Yeah.
day one fans, and how important has that community been for you as an independent artist?
Very vital. The community has been very vital, and about the thing that I learned from them is, again, as I said about Raz, that he made his whole system of uploading music fan centric, and that's what I try to do as well. Like 3 years ago, because I had some of my fan, and they came up to me because I hadn't uploaded a song for like about 2 months, and they were like, when's your next song coming, and all this and all that, and I wasn't expecting them to text me, but they did. So what I did was, I had a few songs ready in my tank. I sent them, and I told them, it was just one person, but I told them to pick like which song do you want to hear next, and they picked one song. I put it out next, and yeah, and it's fulfilling as well, because that's, again, I can, whenever I want to, I can put out my favorite song and people will listen to it. But when people vote for a certain song and then I put it out, it's just a wonderful feeling. And again, that person loved that song because he picked it himself, and other people liked it as well. So what I did next was, for my next song, I sort of put out this album cover, and it was like, there were hints in there, and I told people to guess what the title could be, and somebody guessed it correctly, so I like gave them early access to the song. So yeah, I have been sort of trying to be more fan centric as well.
What do you think would be the best advice you could give someone starting out in 2024 about building a supportive network within their music?
Okay, this is like the 100th time I'm saying this, and that is to stay consistent. Just stay consistent. Again, I have like 10 or more reels talking about why you should stay consistent. So I'm just gonna like tell you to stay consistent. That's it. That's it. You can, like, if you want to know why I'm telling you to stay consistent, just watch my other 10 reels that are already out there. But yeah, just stay consistent. That's the most important bit of advice that anybody can probably give any other person. Just stay consistent.
As the industry kind of shifts, 2024 we are seeing a lot of experiments also from big artists, that's also giving like these opportunities to upcoming artists to try new stuff, and also they're having their chance to blow up. So so this all comes up to like the long term game.
Mhm.
So right now, what measures are you doing to make sure that um, you are able to get out content that is for the long term, and and also like very like fun focused?
Again, as I said, yeah, I have to experiment. I have to try different things to know what the fans like and to know what I like. Because I can put out something that could be my favorite thing ever, but the fans or the audience may not like it. So I have to stop putting it out. But then again, I have to try certain things that the fans may like, but which I don't like. And then again, I have to maybe grudgingly put those things out. But again, I don't think you have to be on the extreme ends of those two things. I think you can sort of try to find this perfect balance where it's a mix of both. I think that's what I'm trying to find as well.
So just that. So how do you find that balance? So like now, how are you finding the balance between like the music industry, let's say the upcoming trends, and maybe um what you want to release as an artist?
It's a very hard question to answer because again, I want to write stuff that I want to write, you know. But again, there are people who come up to me and say that, bro, like, you've made 10 songs on the same thing already, just give me something new. And Rick Rubin actually said this thing in his book called The Creative Act. If I don't know if you've read it, but it's a must read. And he said that the artist comes first. You have to be of service to yourself. You have to put out the songs that you want to put out. You have to express yourself fully. Don't care about what the audience says. And then I think the rest will take care of itself, because again, your well-being is the most important thing.
How do you manage the a good mental well-being around the pressures of the industry and the world right now as everything happens?
Okay, the answer is right here actually. I I'm into reading. I read a lot, and reading sort of helps me disconnect and sort of helps me get new ideas as well. And since I have a pile here with me already, I want to recommend one book. It's this one, Russ. It's All in Your Head by Russ. And it's a very short and sweet book, so it's gonna be an easy read for anybody who wants to pick this up. And I've read it like 2 or 3 times already, and I'm reading it again actually. So it's a wonderful book, and he's actually putting out his second book as well next month. So I'm gonna get that as well. And yeah, just if anybody wants to pick this up, must read, must read. So yeah, reading helps me stay sane.
So that's a great advice for artists out there to also be kept informed through reading. So, and as we can tell through
Yeah.
through this podcast that we have had, there's obviously like a level of personal growth that has come with you as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
like from when we began speaking to now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um, how has that personal growth been? Maybe you can share some experiences that has influenced this evolution.
All right. So it's going to be a very sort of, it may sound very mature, all right, but this is what I've experienced and this is what I've learned through books and through watching a lot of podcasts as well from renowned music artists. And that's, let's say, again, when you're passionate about something, there's a burning fire inside you. Like when I sort of found music, I was like, man, I'm going to make music every day. And I used to. It was during lockdown and I used to work on my music every day, all day long. But again, you know, life happens and you have to sort of learn to adjust and adapt. And again, that same passion, you know, you could have days where it's not burning fire, but you still want to write, you still want to express yourself or do whatever. But yeah, you have to learn to be able to strike that balance where, you know, there's life, there's other things, and then there's your passion. And sometimes your passion may take a back seat, and sometimes it may feel like you don't have that burning fire inside you anymore. But I think it's just about staying consistent and sticking to what has worked for you, and yeah, sticking to what you've been doing for all these years.
I think this is now coming back to like current issues in the music industry. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts on the ongoing beef between Kendrick and Drake?
Oh, you had to come out with that. Okay, okay. Well, that's I'm Team J Cole. Team J Cole. Yeah,
J. Cole was also involved in the beef where he dissed.
yeah. He was earlier. He was earlier, but he backed
Yes.
out. Yeah.
So what is your thoughts on like Kendrick still dissing him after he retreated from the beef?
Dude, I don't know. I'm like I don't listen to Kendrick as much, to be honest. So I don't care what Drake and Kendrick are fighting about. It's just me and J Cole. We're happy he dropped his album on my birthday, so like that's the best thing I could hope for, wish for. So yeah, I mean, Team J Cole.
The culture right now with beef is evolving also because like right now let's say like when Kendrick released he has gone to number one with this diss track. So how do you see the future of this is evolving as an artist? Do you prepare for potential beefs
Oh
and
no.
how do you remain focused?
Okay, so I'm not much. I don't follow the disc culture as much, and I don't like it as much either. And yeah, whatever Kendrick is going on with Drake, I think it was friendly banter to some extent, but now it was healthy competition rather to some extent. But now it has become something more serious. And again, I think I don't ever want to be involved in this culture again, because again, I don't think I'm that type of guy who can just, you know, come out and, you know, batter you like that. I'm not that kind of guy.
So let's say like right now a very interesting question. Like right now you're doing both your music in English and also in your in Hindi language, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
How has this cool blend like impacted your music and maybe your future prospects and ambitions for this new genre?
It has made me more versatile, because when I started out doing this stuff, I thought I am the only one doing it. But then I think now it's sort of mainstream, because in India as well there are a lot of artists who are doing it in two languages. So it has become mainstream. And I think if you're an artist in India, it's very important that you sort of do your music in both the languages, because then you'll have a lot more options and a lot more opportunities, is what I'm saying, because you could collaborate with a lot more artists, because you've got your hold on two languages. So yeah, I think it just makes you more versatile, and you'll have a lot more options and opportunities.
There has been a rise of like multimedia platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, and with this kind of comes the demand of visualizing your content. So what what kind of strategies do you put as an artist so that now, like, when you're putting out your content, it literally goes into the multimedia platform so that it can be able like to be like a market kind of strategy?
Yeah, for that, as I said, you need to find uh, I think the best template that works for you. Because I've been trying putting out, clips of these little podcasts that we do, and I've tried sort of promoting my music through using other templates as well. Like if you like that artist, you may like me, all of that stuff. And I sort of sometimes I put my whole process out as well. So yeah, I've been trying different stuff on different levels, but I'm just evaluating all the results right now, still in that experimentation phase. And I think even when I'll find the correct template that works for me, I wouldn't stick to it. Obviously, I would stick to it for a period of time, but then I'll jump ship again.
What has been the most um, im- let's say most challenges that you have faced in 2024 as an artist?
I mean, it's only been what 4 months, but the I think the biggest challenge that I've faced is probably again the content thing. Because this year itself, in just 4 months, I've experimented a lot. I put out a lot of content, so that has been tiring, right? And even when you sort of put a lot of effort into just one piece of content and it doesn't work out, it's obviously disappointing. And I had to do it day in day out. So yeah, that, and to get my songs completed on time, because that's a real challenge, man. Because again, we I write the song, we record it, and then the production happens, and then mixing and mastering happens, and then all of these things could take up a lot of time. And I aim like I've been putting out songs every month for the last 4 years now. So again, I need to get my songs completed before time. So I think yeah.
As we come to the end of this episode, um, what do you think is the impact of AI in music, and do you see it as a threat or opportunity for artists?
It has been huge, and not just in music, in other areas as well. And for music or content game, I'll include the content game as well. It's a huge opportunity and a boon. Like people can use it to their advantage. Like again, we are doing this podcast, and then I'm gonna go to that AI tool, which will put captions. So again, I'm using AI for my own benefit. So I think yeah, it's gonna help more artists. But again, I don't know what's gonna happen in future. But yeah, I mean, for the time being, it's like yeah, it's just helping us out.
As we wrap up today's episode, we have had an incredible opportunity to speak about the challenges, um, the opportunities of AHS, an artist who has been able to blend um, his his music with entrepreneurship. So we have spoke about the music industry, also spoke about current issues